Welcome back to another episode, you guys. Today's episode is about what I did this summer. So grab your cup, take a seat, and get your fill of Talks with Ray every day. Alright, guys, today's episode is going to be about everything I did this summer from the moment school got out to the first day of school, and maybe a couple extra things. So sit back, relax, and let's start the show. As we know, fall is now upon us. Summer has come and gone, but that doesn't mean we can't relive what happened summer break. Guys, this summer was probably one of my most favorite summers I've had in a very, very long time. So, I'm going to break down kind of the months of my summer break, starting with May all the way up to August. And because there's some extra things that happen, we're going to go all the way up to September. But we're going to start with May 1st, as per usual. Once school gets, my school, for instance, we get out like the second week of May. And the first thing that happened that I was like, oh my gosh, it's definitely summer break was, guys, I went to my first ever WWE main event super show. So those who don't know what a WWE main event super show is, basically is a live event or a house show that is not televised. And if y'all want like the first impression type deal, do go on TikTok. I do have a couple videos from that trip on TikTok uploaded already with my friend at the time. And guys, it was so much fun. It was like my first pay per view since it was considered a super show with both Raw and SmackDown. We got to see Rey Mysterio, Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, Dominic, essentially all of Judgment Day. At the time, WWE Raw Women's Champion Bianca in her era. It was it was so amazing. I absolutely loved it. That trip in itself was such a blast. If y'all really want like a whole breakdown of the trip, that definitely can be another episode. But that was my big first oh my gosh, it's summer break, especially with the fact of I did that trip with all of my finances, my friends' finances. It was kind of a last minute trip at that, but it was so much fun. I had an amazing time. But like I said, if you really want like a whole everything we did for that trip, that definitely could be a whole other episode. So definitely leave your comments and tell me if you really guys want to hear about that. But that's the first big thing that happened in May. And the second big thing that happened in May was I got my first official job. Now, I used to do side jobs like babysitting, dog sitting, stuff like that, to kind of get some extra moolah on the side. But this was like my first official job, and I was actually a summer camp counselor. Once again, for safety reasons, I won't reveal exactly where, but I absolutely love this camp. I can't wait to actually go back. But I had my first day in May, literally a week after my WWE trip. So my WWE trip was kind of a celebration for my friend at the time. Like she was graduating from college. I was getting my first job. So it was kind of like a celebratory trip. And then it's like the next week later I get my first job. So May was definitely a very fun and just summer break type of vibe. And then of course we go to June. June really didn't have anything too crazy because with my job, I worked Monday through Friday, typically all day, because with my summer camp job, it was broken up into two shifts, and I was the morning shift was just from 8 to 12, and then the afternoon shift was just 12:30 to 5. I was an overachiever, so I came in early and I left late. So there are days where if I had doubles, I was waking up 4:30 in the morning to get to the camp by 6:30, and I didn't leave until like 6 o'clock. So I'll be there from 6 to 6. But I absolutely had a blast at the camp. But for June, I must say the big thing in June was definitely during my summer job. We're gonna call this the Panda Surprise. And what Panda Surprise was, my camp had themed weeks. And I think this was like the fifth or sixth week of the camp, and it was called Ecosystem Week. So those, of course, your tundras, your deserts, your rainforests, stuff like that. And I was like, I have the perfect onesie from a past Christmas theme that my family and I did where we dressed up as different animals and creatures. And I had a panda onesie. So no lie, guys, in the peak hot of summer, I got in this panda onesie and I showed up to camp dressed as a panda. My kids absolutely loved it. They were calling me cute and fluffy and fuzzy, and they got so disappointed when I took it off because, guys, it was like 90 something degrees outside. I'm in a onesie that's super hot, super fluffy, but I absolutely had fun. The kids remembered it to the point of we had different campers typically every week. You had your regular campers and you have your different campers that came for like a week and then was gone. And so these are one of those campers that only showed up for like a week and you didn't see them again. This I was actually going inside our main facility to get everything I needed before going over to our camp area. And in the process of getting myself from the main facility, the camper actually recognized me and stopped me in the hall. It was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the counselor who dressed up as a panda." And it was so adorable. It was so cute. And their parent was with them and they laughed. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that was you." My kid absolutely loved it. So it's kind of like those little key memories that really makes like camp amazing. But that was definitely the highlight of June was the panda surprise. Going into July though, July I have to say was the most fun. You know, I didn't do a lot in July. Of course, you have 4th of July, and I had birthdays being celebrated in July also. My July definitely once again came from my summer camp job. And we're going to call this one the Grinch Surprise. So once again, it was the theme of the week. This week, I think it was like our next to last week of camp. And it was mystery week for the campers and the camper parents. So they had to like kind of guess what the theme of the week was. Us counselors and employees of the camp, we knew exactly what the theme was. And when it was announced that it was Dr. Seuss, I cannot explain to you guys how excited I was. Because once again, for Christmas, a couple Christmases ago, I felt very, very Grinchy. And not in terms like I hate Christmas, but like I just like I was in a Grinch mood. I was in a Grinch mood. And I end up getting a actual Grinch onesie. So when they told me, guys, it's Dr. Seuss week, I immediately knew I had to come as the Grinch. And guys, when I tell you the planning, like I talked to a friend who was also a counselor. Me and him were like jumping like ideas off each other. I took over that week when it came to what the thing was on Friday because I was too excited. And I know there's pictures, there's videos out there of me in this Grinch onesie on a Friday, but also at the peak of summer because I wanted to have these kids remember this summer. That was that's your job as a summer camp counselor, is to make memorable memories for your campers. And the Grinch surprise was definitely a memorable moment for not only the campers but for the counselors and staff, cuz everyone loved it. I loved it. And to any of my counselors who are listening, the Grinch is coming back. And he is going to come back with vengeance. But that was definitely the top of June, was the Grinch surprise. And when we go into August, I'm gonna be biased, you guys, because guess what? August is your girl's birthday month. Okay, those who want to know, yes, I am a Virgo. Love it, hate it. It is what it is. Your girl is a Virgo. Okay, so August is your girl's month, and quite a few things happened in August. And one of those few things was we had a surprise birthday party for my father. My father is now officially 70 years old. And my beautiful, beautiful genius of a mother decided she wanted to throw this big, gorgeous, flamboyant event, which I swear to this day was a gala, in my opinion. Guys, why did I tell you this event was so much fun, but so stressful? I am going to spill the tea. My sister, I know you'll end up hearing this. I'm spilling the tea. My sister and I had one job, and that job was to make a presentation for my father with the pictures and do a roast. That presentation might have got together in less than 24 hours. Technically less than 12 hours. Ma, I love you. Dad, I love you. Sister, do not kill me. I love you. Never again. We never again. Though it was so much fun, guys, I had so much anxiety the entire day that I didn't even get to eat the food that was served at the dinner because I was so nauseous. My stomach was tied in knots. The smell of food, the look of food, I made me sick. And I'm pretty sure everyone, and I definitely know because I was sitting beside my mom and my sister. I was smack down in the middle of them two. And I just kept getting up and walking away and just running because I was so anxious because I adore my father. There's times where I'm a mama's girl and there's times where I'm a daddy's girl. And that day I was complete daddy's girl. I wanted this event to be successful. I wanted this event to go off without a hitch. I wanted to make my father proud. And the fact of we literally made this presentation the day of, I was stressing so much. And it was definitely due. I take a lot of blame for that because I was a you know, procrastinator for that. But here's the thing, Dad, you don't take a lot of pictures. I'm spilling tea for this. You don't take a lot of pictures. You know how hard it is to find pictures of my father? You have to scour everywhere to get pictures. But I love the event. Everyone who attended loved the event. And it definitely was a success in my eyes. But that was one of the big things that happened in the beginning of August. But when we get towards the end of August, when we get towards that Virgo season, guess what? It was your girl's birthday. Guys, I'm going to reveal a little secret, just a little bit, a little bit. Your girl is 25 years old. It's it's still sinking in that your girl's 25. Okay, just a little tea on me. We have, I'm a Virgo and I'm 25. That's all you're getting today. But because it was my 25th birthday, a quarter milestone, it had to be an event. And guys, when I sit there and tell you it was an event, it was a 4-day event. Okay, I had stuff planned for 4 days to celebrate my birthday. Day one, of course, was on my actual birthday. My parents, by this time, I'm back in school and we're in school for a good week or so before my birthday comes up. My parents, my lovely, lovely parents came down and took me out to dinner to a local restaurant. And I'm just thinking I'm going out with dinner, just like I was always do with my parents. But no, my lovely parents actually surprised me to where I had dinner with my oldest brother and one of his sons. And I absolutely adored it. I every time I get surprised by my brothers, I giddy and just filled with so much happiness and joy because I really don't get a lot of opportunities to spend with my older brothers because we have such a large age gap. So every time I get to see my brothers, I'm over the moon because I love them to death. But that was the first day of my big birthday celebration. The second day was having another family dinner, but this time it was with my immediate family. So my parents, my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, we're all of us. And this is kind of going into September now that we're doing this because the way we do our birthdays in our family since I've been in school is we'll have a dinner on the actual day of my birthday. My parents will come have dinner with me, and then on the weekend I'll go home and we'll celebrate it as a family. And so this is now going into September. If y'all can calculate that math, you might figure out my birthday. But it's now September. I'm back home and we'll have dinner and a movie with my immediate family. So I didn't know what movie. Well, I knew what movie we were going to go see. We actually went to see the new Haunted Mansion. Guys, if y'all haven't seen the new Haunted Mansion, it's a definite, highly recommended seeing movie. That movie will make you cry. It will make you laugh. You'll go up, down, roller coaster of emotions. But it's a highly recommended movie. It's a movie I would definitely be rewatching now that it's spooky season. It's definitely a movie I'm going to rewatch. But after the movies, we went to a restaurant. If I'm not mistaken, it was called Rizzo's. If I'm not mistaken, it was going with the New Orleans theme. We went to a restaurant that was had New Orleans style food, and I don't know about my rest of my family. My food was good, guys. I had gator on top of gator, rice. I was definitely hungry. I was eating everybody's food that day. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I was hungry. I'm a college student. Those who are college students know when we go home and we get fed, it's so good. The food was very good in my opinion, but after that, of course, we had cake and gifts. It was just a very fun day where I'm out and about with my family. The next day, that was also part of my birthday celebration. Once again, we're in September now, but we're still celebrating my birthday. Was I had a Lake Lure trip with my best friend. Those who don't know where Lake Lure is in North Carolina, and it's a lake town. It's in the kind of in the mountains a bit, but not like too far into the mountains. It's a very quiet town, in my opinion, but it's a quiet, popular town due to their lake. I really love that me and my friends, we love going there and having so much fun. At this particular night, it was me and my best friend. We went there and we did mini golf, we did some shopping, we got deep fried Oreos, funnel cakes. We went and got into the lake. It was just so much fun. It was so much fun. We did our traditional getting the like gem necklaces, which we are not doing those no more. Those who don't know like the gem necklaces is where you have your little pearl, not gem, pearl necklaces, and you have your clams. You open up your clams to see what color necklace you have. Guys, I swear those are rigged. It's just gonna be white pearls every single time. But after we did Lake Lure, we actually went to Cracker Barrel and kind of just picked out and had the blast. Went shopping, and after Cracker Barrel, we actually went to Walmart to get some other stuff for my last big birthday celebration, which was literally the next day. And that was, guys, I went to my first ever WWE Monday Night Raw show. Oh my gosh. Those who also know, that's also, I have a video for that show on TikTok as well for my first kind of reactions. Guys, to experience Raw for the first time, 3 hours, technically like 4 hours, considering you have to wait in line and then get in and find your seats, and that's essentially 4 hours. I absolutely loved it. It was my first televised event. It was my first Raw event. I went all out making a sign, and since it was televised, we're now officially in the WWE archives. And if y'all can guess what day the Raw event was, y'all might even be able to spot your girl in the audience. But I had so much blast. I went with my immediate family. I absolutely love them to death for doing it. And y'all can even see one of the things I purchased after the show also in another TikTok video. So you guys gotta subscribe to the TikTok. We're gonna be posting a lot on there now. But like I said, you guys, summer break was incredible. It began with WWE and it ended with WWE. And I could have asked for a more incredible summer break because I met amazing people. I created a whole new work family. My work family became my now closest best friends. I had an amazing experiences with WWE, amazing experiences with friends, amazing experiences with family that I'll always and forever treasure. And that's the end of this episode, folks. This summer break was definitely one, if not my most fun and most memorable summer breaks. But if y'all have any episode suggestions or just want to leave your opinions and thoughts, please leave them in the comments, send a personal message, or DM me, and I'll try my best to get to them. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out my previous ones and share them with everyone you know and on social media. Also, be sure to check out at Ray Talks, that's RAETLKS, on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to stay up to date on all things Talks with Ray every day. Now, remember to stay safe and enjoy your summer breaks. See you next time on Talks with Ray every day. Love ya.